All right, and we are live. Thank you, sports fans, for tuning in to another fantastic episode of In the Tunnel Sports Podcast. Y'all, before we even get started, I am still excited for Monday. Still beaming. We're going to talk about it, but I am just having a good week. Okay, so yes, I am your co-host, Nicole with the K and the Y, and I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Patrick the Truth Truesdale.
And I'm happy, H-Town. Well, what's up, H-Town? It's just a good week, too, I guess, seeing the Cowboy fans committing suicide and crime and things. I just been enjoying it Monday. It's going to enjoy it for the rest of the year.
And along with my spectacular co-host, the man with the plan, Mr. Melvin Williams.
What's going on, Texas? Hope everybody's having a great week. Sure. You all know the people that are not used to winning because they enjoy it.
He has a hell of a plan. And like my boy said, Dallas Cowboy fan like American shit show. Right now.
It is what it is. This is gonna be hilarious show, just overall.
Oh, of course.
All right. Sports fans, In the Tunnel fans, I need for you to comment, like, and share on all of us
On Twitter, I'm sorry, In the Tunnel Sports Podcast.
and TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok.
All right. And so now, Melvin, you know what time it is. It's time to pay the bills.
Yeah, absolutely.
And guess what? This episode is brought to you by Yeah. Yeah. Can y'all hear us? The internet. All right. Well, anyway, this episode is brought to you by the Overstreet Law Firm. Facing a legal storm, unsure where to turn. When you want your case dismissed, there's only one name to remember: Brian E. Overstreet, the bow tie lawyer. From minor charges to serious allegations, Brian Overstreet is the answer when the odds seem stacked against you. With 25 years of experience and a track record of success, Brian is the defender you need in your corner. Remember, when you're in legal trouble, don't stress. Just call the bow tie lawyer at 281-820-4LAW and let the Overstreet Law Firm fiercely defend your rights. I think I did pretty good that time.
Absolutely.
All right. A little technical difficulty. We coming in great. All right. So, guys, are you ready? We're gonna go ahead and talk about it. Melvin, I'm gonna start with you.
Right.
Game of the week, Texans and the Cowboys, 34-10.
You wasn't born ready for that game.
We were born ready for that game, but guess what? You gotta be in the game. Starting quarterback didn't play, starting cornerback didn't play, starting DN didn't play. I mean, come on. Not many teams have missed all those starters that are big name, players, and then expect to go out there and blow the other team out. They got blown out. Because that last time I checked, you know what? Texas had a starting wide receiver come back. They got the starting quarterback. They got the top defensive players all playing. So Texas did what they're supposed to do. Bottom line. So I'm happy the Texans won. They deserved the win. It would have been a sad state of affairs if you let. It's crazy. Everybody getting all excited about beating the 3-18. That just shows you the power of the star. That shows you it don't matter what the record is. That's all I get.
Long term money for nothing. You talking about y'all? You talking about y'all hurt? Oh, we hurt too.
Did you start the quarterback playing?
Don't worry, worth the nip on credit. And we still trying to do what we got to do. No excuse about no injuries.
Those are the facts. Those are the facts.
Hey, man.
Name one
If
team
y'all-
in the NFL
if y'all-
that started a backup quarterback and win.
I'm gonna say this once again. If y'all wasn't even hurt, if Dak was playing, y'all still lose and get the hell beat out of y'all. Cooper Rush came in, y'all was winning. That's how y'all losing. Y'all just horrible. Y'all the worst team. Y'all think I'm not just the worst team in the NFL. Y'all don't play the number one pick the way it's looking. At the end of the day, listen, man. Here's the thing. Y'all don't know how to stop rank when y'all beat somebody. Okay? The last time we came in as underdog, y'all shouldn't even beat us. And we beat y'all this time. Matter of fact, at a time, man, I wouldn't even talk noise no more behind Houston and all that because the first game Houston ever played, they played the Cowboys. That was the most embarrassing loss of Jerry Jones. So I guess he had a backflash with that thing, But at the end of the day, just take his ass kicking like a man and it's called a day. And it's why y'all just get ready to go to the sports bars and watch Texas in the playoffs. So let's get your stuff.
It is a
Hey, we all lost. Don't you mess with Texas.
I'm not. When they not playing my Cowboys, I'm rooting for the Texans.
Okay, good.
But I'm crazy because I live in Houston.
Yeah.
I'd be crazy not to.
When you gonna get
But
to
at
the
the
Texas shirt?
end of the day,
When you gonna get the Texas
end of
shirt?
the day, you want to talk about the first team who won that ever Texas ever beat was the Cowboys. So since you want to talk about some history, let's talk about some Super Bowls then. You brought up history, I did. How many Super Bowls you got? And you ain't been around for 5 years, 10 years. You brought up history, I didn't. You said let's talk about the first team that the Texans ever beat. So let's talk about how many times the Texans made it to the AFC Championship.
Well, first of
But
all,
you want to talk about history?
okay.
We can go by history.
But we can see
Okay.
it.
I know. So I was talking because I was talking about the
You said the
history
same
of the
thing.
Super Bowl.
You said the same
No, I'm not
thing.
talking about the
When
same
the
thing.
Texans exist, Nicole,
I'm just
at the
saying,
end of the
you talking
day,
about history.
Cowboys never even won a Super Bowl. Texans exist.
Okay.
So we talking about right
How many
now
Texans
since the
exist?
Texans exist.
How many Texans
So here's my
exist?
thing. How many since the Texans exist?
We've been to exactly the same amount of Super Bowls.
I'm just gonna ask you one question.
We've been to the same amount of Super Bowls. There you go.
How many
How
times?
many Texans look great?
How many times the Cowboys won Super Bowl since they've been around? Texans been around. None. So right now, it doesn't matter about them old rusty ass rings and trophies and they
How many
down
times the
there.
Texans won?
Melvin.
They ain't got nothing to rust. They ain't got nothing to rust. Y'all go so much. Y'all want to talk about selective history. So when the history is in your favor, then you want to go back. Who the first team that the Texans ever beat? What? Let's talk about the whole history. Don't be like the people in the schools right now. They only want to talk about part of history.
Yes, I know, sir.
Just saying.
Yeah.
You don't want to hear right.
Now, it's my time to talk. I'm gonna say this that everybody know out there. First of all, it doesn't matter about them old rusty ass rings y'all got and the rusty trophies y'all have. First of all, let's get that straight. The Texans is just what in what 02, 03, whatever. Right now, where it matters that if you're gonna talk about the Texans, how many Super Bowls they got. Here's the thing: they weren't even born when the Cowboys won the Super Bowl. So since the Texans exist, how many Super Bowls they won? 0. How many Super Bowls the Cowboys won? 0. So to me, a Dallas fan can't talk noise how many Super Bowls they won, and they won that 10 years before the franchise exists. Come on, man, let's just be real. We talking about the day they started, and it's 2024. Them trophies are old. These guys playing NFL. All those guys played the other day. They weren't even born when y'all won the Super Bowl, bro. Come on, man. So we talk about the history of the Texans, and we talk about the history of the Cowboys. I tell every Cowboy fan out there, including yourself, don't tell me nothing about y'all history because since this team exists, and they've been around over 20 years now, y'all ain't won jack. And I can guarantee you, Texas will win the Super Bowl or the Cowboys will right now to this day. And I don't know when, it ain't that far from the Super Bowl because y'all ain't never win as long as Jerry Jones still living. That's period. So anyway, on to the next thing. All I'm saying is take your ass kick like a man. I'm gonna rub in your face every day, all day, all year. Because we got our bragging rights to brag. Because y'all bragged the last time when y'all beat us, we was a serious underdog. So this baby handle that now. Now, because it's time for
Okay, so we have two comments. Clarence Jones chimes in and he says, talk about that suit your friend had on, Ryan Clark.
CJ is my guy. CJ is one of the best, is the best dressed guy can dress you. Ryan Clark need to go see CJ because that old Cat Burger suit on Ryan Clark had on. Come on, Brian Clark, you better than that, man. I know you, brother. You got class. You a compliment. Come on, man. You good dress. Man, well, that is some stuff Dallas dudes will wear. By the way, yeah. So him is clean. Cause it's a difference between Dallas. That's what he look like a Dallas dude out there. Cowboy fan. He went through the right city too, Dallas. You're right. He was clean. He was clean, all right. But come on, Clark. You got to do better than that, man. Come on, man. Go see Jim. Get some new clothes, man. That stuff. Come on, man. You got to go. You know, like Candy Murphy, man. Come on now. Yeah, I mean,
All right, so let's talk about this. Let's switch a little bit. Melvin, let's talk about Belichick. You know, he's one of the top candidates to become the head coach of Dallas for 2025. There's a lot of factors to consider. So, you know, I did a little research and then, you know, I'm gonna just give just some bumps and then you tell me what you think. Belichick's relationship with Jerry Jones. He has a strong relationship with Jerry and Stephen Jones. And Jones says that he likes Belichick and could work with him. Another one is Belichick's control. Belichick was essentially his own general manager for the Patriots, so he might want more control than he'd be given in Dallas. Belichick's age, he's 72 years old, and some wonder if he still has fastball. And Belichick without Tom Brady. Some wonder if Belichick will ever be Belichick again without Tom Brady. And then other teams, that there are other teams interested in with the Jets, Eagles, and Jaguars, and his former team, the New York Giants.
I don't think Belichick, by the way, Hall of Fame coach, one of the best coaches of all time. I just don't think the Cowboys is the right team for Belichick to come in and coach for a myriad of reasons. And you just named many of them. End of the day, I think the Cowboys need some young, new energy. I mean, they tried it with McCarthy, bringing in somebody that had Super Bowl history, won Super Bowl, coach quarterbacks before, all that good stuff. I would love to see them bring in, somebody else. I got some names off the top of my list, but I'm not going to steal the thunder from a segment that we're going to have coming up. So we'll discuss a little more. But yeah, Belichick got the guy.
And your thoughts, True Self?
They gave him the pass, Belichick. You got to understand, Belichick done a lot of good coaching, done a lot of dirty stuff too in the past. The players, individuals, stuff. With social media out now, all kind of things out, he can't coach anymore. The way he coached, the way he did some stuff, that ain't happening. So the game has been passed him by, so that won't be the right guy for that job. And then plus, him and Jerry Jones will bump heads. Because Belichick is a control freak, Jerry control freak, and that ain't happening. So people need to go and can that too. Like we talk about Coach Bronny, need to can that.
Let it go.
Let it go. Because he wouldn't definitely be the coach. Belichick got that little girlfriend. That little girlfriend got him happy, got him going. He had to do a commercial showing, doing pop-up shows and everything. Hey, got the man and everything.
That little 28, 29.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so Belichick having fun.
Okay. Living life. Okay. All right. Now, next we have the Jets. They fired their general manager, Joe Douglas.
Yeah. I think this should be Rod/Run. You broke up a team. The man got fired. The man tried to hug you. Got the good play. You didn't want to hug the man, and then you got the GM fired. And who would want to sign Aaron Rodgers after this? Aaron Rodgers not playing even good. So it's really time for him to sit his butt down. So I think he's a free agent after the season. So
yeah.
I know some teams out there desperate for a quarterback. I guess they'll take a chance, but oh well. Good luck.
I'll say you got to be careful who you attach yourself to, because Aaron Rodgers, he was not a Tom Brady. He wasn't a Peyton Manning. That's what they were hoping for, them being able to come back and save the franchise, especially after he got hurt. And to go along with that, Joe Douglas, he wasn't winning before him. I mean, this guy that drafted Zach Wilson, like number 2. Now he made some good hires, with Sauce Gardner and some of the wide receivers they brought in, and even some of the defensive linemen. They had one of the top defenses. But I feel bad for Robert Saleh. He really didn't have the shot that he probably deserved in New York, but he'll rebound. I'm sure he'll enjoy his time off. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
He ain't got it. Douglas should get fired. I mean, you take a swing like that. Douglas was GM for 5 years. They never made the playoffs. Never had a winning record. So you can't keep your job doing that.
So when I looked it up, did some research, let me say that. It says contract isn't up until 2026. However, his contract automatically voids in 2025, the season, but they can, re-sign him, and he's due 23.5 million, but they can, come back with something, even less,
Yeah, there's no more guaranteed money.
So it's no more guaranteed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right, next we have up Pittsburgh and the Ravens.
Can Lamar Jackson ever win big games? Can he ever beat Pittsburgh? And here's the catch. This is the first time I'm seeing Lamar Jackson drive the team downfield and get him in the end zone. But he had to do 2-point conversion. Pittsburgh called timeout. I coached him at the end and came in. They tried to use him when they was waiting on it. He just threw the ball up like this playing tackle men football with kids. I mean, that's crazy. But at the end of the day, too, Baltimore played like they was just an awesome team. All the penalties they got, they just played bad. Pittsburgh came out there, though they never could get in the end zone. Then, Russell did do that one ball hit mistake, but he kept it going. But in the day, like I said, it looks the way it looks. It's a team Kansas City will have to really go through to get to the Super Bowl. It's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers, Russell Wilson. Sierra husband. Mm-hmm. Don't forget she's pregnant because he's playing good when she's pregnant. Mm-hmm.
I think it's 3 bona fide teams Kansas City got to get through to get to the championship. One being Buffalo, who just beat them last week, so you can't say I have to go through them. Pittsburgh's definitely one team, and Baltimore will be there too. They had to go through Baltimore last year in Baltimore, so Baltimore probably had a better opportunity. The crazy part about it is Kansas City lost their first game of the year this past week, so you got to go through everything. It's going to be a very tough.
Like I said, Kansas City, and got to go through Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh can beat Kansas City. I'm not worried about Buffalo because their defense is unreal. Baltimore, they got their number, like I say. So, that's the way I feel about it. So, at the end of the day, if anybody want to get to the Super Bowl, they got to go through them 2 teams regardless. But like I said, them the top 2 teams on that side of the NFL.
Right. All right, next up we have the Chargers and Cincinnati. Chargers beat the Bengals 34-27.
Yeah, they came back. But, game short still. They was losing down. But Cincinnati they got to get Burrow a line. They got to pay us people. That's a cheap franchise. I don't understand. And I know Chase's contract is coming up. So we'll see what happens. But they don't do. They're going to fall apart. Going to leave that boy hanging. They paid him all that money. They're going to leave him hanging. Because it's the last organization to hire scouts. They're very cheap.
So, you know what? Top quarterback, top receiver, had no help around it. That's it.
So first of all, y'all got the top quarterback. So get down to your head. Second of all, they came back and got back in the game. They was down like 27-9. So it is what it is. But go ahead.
Well, Truesdale, let me ask you about the 49ers. Will he make it to the playoffs? Because they got beat by the Seahawks 2017.
We're not going to the playoffs, 49ers, and we need a new coach. Just simple as that. I got to try to tell everybody. We need a new coach. Get his behind out of there, man, because he's killing us. And we struggling going to the playoffs and the weapons we have. Come on, man.
Yeah, AI.
You got to be losing this team, too.
AI gave it a 4.3% chance of winning the Super Bowl. What are your thoughts, Melvin?
I think it's time for a new voice to say. Shanahan taking them probably as far as he could take them. They asked. McCaffrey just came back 2 weeks ago, so that obviously is a part of the equation. But they still have enough weapons. They should have won more games than they have this year. So yeah, I think it's time for a new voice in San Francisco. But at the same time, you got to get the right voice too.
All right. This is what I find interesting. The Lions. All right. So in the 52-6 domination of the Jaguars, did you know, Truesdale, that the Lions have won 8 straight games? Their longest winning streak since they won 10 straight to open in 1934.
It's a lot of history. It's made in football this year on every level down there. I'm thinking about news I'm talking about later on the air. About Oregon Coast, never know. First time in history, never know what Vanderbilt doing, what IU doing. They can talk about the schedule and everything. Then you got the Lions doing it. It's like some of these people making history every weekend. It's good to see. Because a lot of times all these teams been paper bags and laugh and stop. So yeah, I believe that. Because with the Lions going, and I'm gonna be honest with you, the Lions playing the best football. No matter if Kansas City was undefeated, I still say it's still playing the best football. So I gotta give them props to them. And they rolling, man. We had them, but they rolled them. They rolled them, man. The Lions, what do you think about both times?
I think Lions got the best team in the NFL. I mean, Kansas City started the better because they got Mahomes, and they also have good pieces, but Brandon, DeAndre Hopkins, we still got Chris Johnson on the defense side. But top to bottom, we start looking at the running game, and they actually
That's the best 1-2 punch gives to Montgomery.
yeah, and they got an identity, man.
Defense.
Campbell got all them boys playing like they ain't taking.
Him and AG.
And Aaron Glenn for sure. They ain't taking no stuff off of any. That's the best team in the NFL, yes.
All right, guys. So let's move forward. Let's talk about next week's game. Melvin, I'm gonna start again with you. The Cowboys in Washington are playing.
Hold on.
It's a rivalry game. It's a rivalry game. Washington should win. Washington should win. They got
They Washington and whooping out Bronny Donald Day. It's an old school rivalry. Okay, we can talk about the game. I know there's a lot of people in DC are big fans of the Cowboys. They just say that rookie quarterback is gonna tag out behind them. And even that play, he's gonna still tag out behind them. So come on, man. What's your prediction? They're gonna lose by. I'm gonna ask you this. We can't ask you how much are they gonna win? Because we know they're gonna lose. How much do they gonna lose by?
I think it'll be a close game. Put it that way.
Like hand grenades and horseshoes.
And I think Washington gonna put 50 on. They'll put 50 on, they're gonna come close.
I bet.
I believe in North straight up. I
I
believe in
Washington.
North
I bet
point spirit on this.
I think Washington score 30 points.
This. I don't believe it.
Okay.
I believe on straight base. I don't believe that point spread.
Okay.
But it depends what they play. Oh, it's either better point spread. With that rookie quarterback, they're gonna easily hit.
All right, Truth there. So for you, I'm gonna start with you. The Texans and Titans, they play next week as well.
Yeah,
Who you got?
Rivalry game.
Right? Yeah, that's what I like. That's what I like.
Rivalry game.
I won't call it a rivalry game.
A friendly banter.
Yeah, we all respect to the organization. The original owner is my favorite team.
Mhm.
It's a whole nother story. But Texas is what it is. Texas gonna put it on them. As long as they offensive line play better, but they're gonna put it on them, of course. So I'm looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to Christmas Day because they got Beyonce.
No.
I think that's a good Christmas gift. Every woman should give their husband to go to the Baltimore game.
To go see
See
Beyonce.
Beyonce shake her leg. No, we talked about that the other night. His wife asked about different gifts. I said, why don't you give me a gift of that? It's a good gift. So any woman out there, that would make your man happy. Give him tickets to the Beyonce concert.
No, there's a couple different ways you can make me happy.
I'm just saying, they style stand up. A lot of guys don't see her. She's the best entertainment woman in the entertainment. And coming on Christmas, that's a good.
I don't want to go see JB's wife. I know a lot of guys don't want to go see JB.
They might be gay. You don't know.
That's
But at the end of the day, that's a good Christmas gift for a guy.
They do everything they can to sell that name out, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
And guess what? They gonna sell out of it.
They will definitely. All right, guys. Let's move on to college ball.
Oh, before we move on to college ball, we're going to have to take a real quick hit.
Okay.
This week, brought to you by the best tasting tequila in the country right now. So go out, try it. Spicy watermelon, number one selling flavor. Don't forget the mango. We had and tamarind, which is a very special flavor.
My favorite.
So we had some spicy watermelon margaritas at the pop up.
Oh yeah. Oh man, it was endless. You
Well,
hear me?
one thing about Melvin drink now, I'm gonna tell you one thing about your tequila, man. Them people kept, especially women, kept coming to my what did you have to get? This is good. I mean, man, I'm gonna tell everybody, man, I think go get the kids. Because I'm telling you, make that with dude. I think these people, girlfriends, wives get their freak on.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, a lot of people left feeling real good. Said it's one of the best margaritas they ever had. So you can't have a good margarita and have a good tequila. So this week's K Real quick hits. So True that she, so knowledgeable about the NFL and coaching. Well, my question is, we all know McCarthy's gonna be gone from the Cowboys. Who you think are the top 3 candidates to potentially take over the Cowboys?
Belichick. Aaron Glenn. I'd say Coach Johnson, offensive coordinator for the line. I think both of those 2 guys. And also, I'd say offensive coordinator is it Grubbs from Seattle, the guy that University of Washington. And I think they're doing a good job. They whooped up on 49ers this weekend. I think they'll be the right guys for the job. The question is, can they do it over Jerry? That's going to be the question. Can they handle Jerry? Can they do like Big Two to get a contract so Jerry won't come home fail? So, because the thing like Jerry won a bunch of yes men. What's the name? Probably the worst coach that won a Super Bowl. And he got blessed to win that Super Bowl. And just not, because he had to help the staff and help the team.
With McCarthy?
Yes, but that's easy against man.
Here's what I say. I'd love to see AG, Eric Glenn get the opportunity to coach the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys. I mean, look at who's being successful in the league right now. Other than Andy Reid, you got Buffalo's coach. They beat Kansas City. He's defensive minded. You got D'Amico Ryans with the Texans. He's defensive minded. You can even take Detroit, even though Campbell played tight end. They always said he played tight end like he was a DN, and he's defensive minded. So I would love for the Cowboys to bring in a defensive minded coach like Aaron Glenn, who's also smart enough and has connections that will go get a good offensive coordinator and give him input, but allow him to come in, run offense, and then Aaron Glenn have the whole team playing like that.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna have no black coach though. I think I can say that's what I think he got hired.
I don't think it has anything to do with black. Jared's got to change his mindset. He's always gone after offensive coaches. Jason Garrett, former quarterback. The last probably closest defensive coach he had was Bill Parsons, and they played pretty well while Bill was here.
So, but Bill, he didn't follow the rules. Bill wasn't putting up with that. It was in contract. He wasn't supposed to come down that field, and he would let Bill do what he got to do. That's what I said. The man is crazy. Everybody says he's a businessman. Yeah, he's a good businessman, but he's also a dumb businessman because he's dumb when it comes to football. He want to run everything. You can't do all that. You don't have it. He ran one of the best coaches ever coached the game out of there. And like I said, as long as he lives, I tell everybody he'll never win Super Bowl.
It's hard to say.
Texas
the man who literally created the most valuable franchise in sports, any sport.
Man, first of all, like I say, he's a good businessman. Look at y'all stadium still ragged. They still working on y'all stadium.
Oh wow,
Putting the food in and everything.
The stadium
also got food. He tried his stuff.
Profitable boxing.
Okay, man.
Okay,
as I said, at the same time too, they played the Super Bowl, and they behind trying to put extra city ingredient. People falling out. They suing the stadium. Stadium already ragged. Come on, man. These are smart businessmen, but also a lot of smart businessmen can be dumb businessmen. Jerry Jones is a dumb businessman. He's dumb when it comes to football sometimes. Well, a lot of times. Like I say, he ran the best coach out, and he's hard to work for. So like I said, as long as he's still living, he's old and he's gonna be around a long time.
So let me hear from you, sports fans. Do you believe, as long as Jerry's there, that the Cowboys will never win? I just want to hear what the people have to say. All right, so now we're ready for college ball. Melvin, Texas beat Arkansas 20-10.
Old school Southwest Conference rivalry renewed. Arkansas, we went to Arkansas a couple years ago and they got the best of us. But we definitely returned the favor this past week. The game probably wasn't really as close as the final score. The final score 20-10. We got it. We went up to Fayetteville, got in, got out, took care of business. Now we're on to this week.
All right. Truesdale.
Congratulations, Melvin, to your
They
win.
Georgia beat Tennessee 31-17.
Yeah, that was a big win for Georgia. Georgia did what they had to do. It was a close game to the end. And it's gonna be it's so tough. I know I'm gonna talk about something later on about the NCC, about being in the NCC and being new in the NCC like Texas. But Oklahoma, but it was a tough game. I mean, it was a good game. The stadium was on fire, so you know.
I mean, what you feel about? It sounds like Josh Heupel having trouble winning the big one.
I mean, he has won some big games.
Who did he beat?
He beat Alabama.
This year, right?
He beat Alabama this year. He beat them 2 years ago when Nick Saban was there.
Did he beat them 2 years ago?
Yeah, quarterback. Yeah,
That's right. Look at this big.
Fine, don't worry about Josh. Worry about the Horns.
Don't worry about the more.
We gotta cut that out like that. Yeah.
Texas,
Rings don't
They
mean
little
nothing these
team.
days.
They
It's
little
about
team.
playoffs.
they little team.
Okay.
All right, now we
They
got
got a better record than SEC. Big teams beating little teams.
Next.
Is you done or is you finished?
Man, you know this coach preach over here.
Next up, we have SMU beat Boston College 38-28.
Phil O'Brien came down. His quarterback got his name in the portal. Had a backup quarterback played a hell of a game. But it was just too much Mustangs, man. I'm happy to see the point express back. So salute to the SMU Mustangs. They're still rolling, baby. They're still rolling. Like the only way to Charlotte to the ACC championship.
All right, so Melvin, let's talk about Colorado beating Utah 49-24. I did, my research, all right, and they say Colorado is listed as the number 2 team in the Big 12, all right, and basically they are currently riding a 4-game winning streak, and I just want to hear your thoughts on that because I know it was some they ain't gonna win no more. Well, yes they
It's
are.
the same team going to the Butler Bowl, right?
Yeah,
They go to the
going to the
Butler Bowl.
Bowl. No, Del Mar Stadium Bowl.
I mean, come on now. They're not finished.
They still gotta get
We can
there.
sit together, but we can't talk to them.
Gotta go to the see together.
At the end of the day, Colorado, Deion Sanders, Shador Sanders, the Heisman League candidate Travis Hunter has that team on a 4-game winning streak, number 2 in the Big 12. And if they run the table, they'll go to the Big 12 championship and they'll make the playoffs. And when you make the playoffs, you don't go to no Del Mar Bowl. You go to a big bowl that this guy's next to me.
It's not a bowl anymore, man. It's playoffs. You go to the playoffs.
They still playing the Orange Bowl. They still playing the Orange Bowl. They still playing the PF Bowl. It is a bowl. It is a bowl.
Some teams.
It is a bowl.
I ain't got to use the word ill. Like
It is a bowl.
right, ill.
It is a bowl.
Ill. We got to say
Guess
that.
what? Guess what? They go. This guy Rich said they only win 4 games. They already doubled that, and they're gonna go to a major bowl. Just saying.
Melvin, there's no more major bowls in the playoffs. That's what you do, Melvin.
I bet you $100 if they still play. They still play the Orange Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, and the Rose Bowl. They're still playing.
At the end of the
They
day,
still playing.
but at the end of
You
the
said
day-
they won more bowls. Get the facts. Get to the facts.
Can I
Right.
say something?
That's
I'm gonna say it again. It's no more bowls. Anybody get a damn about no bowl games?
Sure.
If a bowl game on, they're gonna get a playoff game, man. If they gonna be on at the same time, if they play an Orange Bowl and it's a playoff game on, people gonna look at the playoff games. It's about playoffs. Rankings and bowls don't mean nothing no more. Because you can be ranked high like y'all all year, and y'all might not even go to the bowl game. So we'll talk about later on in the show. So at the end of the day, I say what I say about Colorado. At the end of the day, the Rams are give my props, Coach Sanders. They do anything. But at the end of the day, I'm going to board with it. So at the end of the day, me after the Big 12 championship, then I give them their props. I'm going to say this one more time. Bowls ain't nothing no more. It's about playoffs. What the man said when it goes back in the day, playoffs. It's about playoffs. And you can have an Orange Bowl, you can have a Sugar Bowl, you can have a Rose Bowl. But if it's a playoff game going on, they're going to look at that playoff game. Now, you being a fan of Deion, you look at that, that's fine. I ain't about to look at no Colorado Del Mar Stadium Bowl. I'm about to look at the playoff
So let me go ahead and educate you a little bit. Since you say bowl games are important, guess what? The Rose Bowl is the college playoff. So if you're in the Rose Bowl,
Okay, that's fine.
guess what? The Orange Bowl is the college playoff.
Okay, hold on. Time out.
Orange Bowl.
Time out.
is the
Okay,
playoff.
hold
So I
on.
tell you, when they go to the Orange Bowl, the Rose Bowl, or the Fiesta Bowl, then what you gonna say? And you said,
Okay,
we don't care about the
okay,
bowl.
so you said,
Just college playoffs.
okay, so hold on. So you said,
you asked me.
okay, you educate me at the same time. If they consider playoff bowl games, okay, that's what they gonna look at. But if it's just a regular Orange Bowl and it's an Orange Bowl, I think they look at that. They're gonna be the same time.
There's no such thing as a regular Orange Bowl. The Orange Bowl is gonna be what it's always been. It's gonna be a major bowl that decides who's gonna win the national championship. Period.
Okay, but see, that's not. Here's the thing. That's not the big issue. The issue is going to the playoffs. Now, if they want to call all the major bowls, all the playoff games, cool. But my understanding, I thought it's still supposed to be a regular Orange Bowl game too.
No.
Okay, so here's my thing. At the end of the day, it was in the Orange Bowl, it was in the Rose Bowl. And if they go to a regular bowl, somebody's gonna look at the bowl games. Let's just be real. It's gonna look at the playoff game. It's about playoffs. If you don't get in the playoffs, that may be good for your fans, go back to the community, because kids ain't gonna do nothing playing the game, because they gonna drop off. They trying to go to the draft. But the playoffs, that's where it's at. So if the playoff game is at a college playoff game is at Butler Stadium, they don't look at that game at Butler Stadium. So no matter, it's playoffs, about playoffs. So all I'm saying is this: if the Bucks get to the playoffs, then we'll talk there. Other than that, still got a way to go.
Because they won more 4 games.
All right.
They're not there.
So now let's talk about Oregon beating Wisconsin 16-13.
Well, like I say, these are tough conferences. Those teams are getting a very competitive conference. Big
Yeah.
Ten's a very competitive conference. So it's like any given Saturday. Because some of these conferences, they have it easy.
Yeah.
So I'm not talking about later on, but that's Wisconsin. So always been a tough place to win. They got the Caucus fourth quarter going in.
Yeah, they were trailing by
jumping
7 points.
Jump
Yeah.
around. So yeah,
Mhm.
and I got a slew of argument. They playing ball. Them and Norman on the undefeated teams. So to get this far where they at, I mean that's huge. Yeah. So it's not easy.
So you have any thoughts, Melvin?
No, Oregon's a great team. They played, they done what they need to do, took care of business. Every game is not going to be a blowout. You're going to have close games, so it's about winning those close games. And that's literally the difference between them and a lot of teams this year. So, it can happen depending on who they play.
All right, so let's talk about predictions, game of the week for next week. Indiana versus Ohio. All right, so
Ohio State.
Ohio State, yeah. So I do my little AI, right? And so they say Indiana will face the biggest challenge of the season when they travel to Ohio State, right? And Indiana still remains unbeaten. However, Ohio State is favored by 12.5 points in the latest Ohio State versus Indiana odds. Indiana has lost 29 straight games against Ohio State, last beating the Buckeyes in 1988.
Yeah, I remember when Indiana beat them. They had a dude named Robert Allen from Madison. I played there, played for Steve. They had a team who was out there in Michigan State with Andre Rison, Lorenzo White to go to the Rose Bowl. Came down them two, and both of them teams didn't make history that whole year to beat some teams they beat in a while. But in Michigan State, ended up winning the Rose Bowl. Winning the Big Ten and won the Rose Bowl, beat USC. But I think they beat USC. But I know Indiana won some bowl. They won that bowl. That was like last year. Indiana really had a humble team, but. It's time for a new thing. Everybody talk about their schedule. They may have a tough schedule, but you just tell a good team, especially coach well, talent-wise. Telling you, college game day gonna be down there. It's gonna be on fire. They ain't beat Ohio State in 29 years. They ain't gonna be nothing like beating them in what they call it up there, whatever. Horseshoe. Yeah, Indiana all day. They gonna got Indiana all day. I got Indiana even in the Big Ten, and Indiana's always been my sleeper team, and they'll be in the playoffs.
So it really depends on how Indiana plays this game. If they lose by more than 14 points, they won't get the playoffs. If it's a close game, then they should make the playoffs.
It's gonna be a close game.
They should make the playoffs.
If it's a blowout, Indiana will win.
And if it's a blowout,
Ohio State quarterback ain't good
at home, and it's tough to beat those guys at home. It's a big stage. Indiana, kudos to their coach. He just got a new extension. He got I think a 4-year or 5-year deal, so he definitely earned it to this point in the season.
Ohio State?
No, Indiana.
Oh yeah,
Indiana coach. And to this point in the season, this is the best record they've ever had. going 10-0 so far this one season. So kudos. I'm an IU fan. I mean, they've been known for basketball all these years. You know, I'd love to see them win, but I'm not.
Okay. Well, we'll see. All right. So Truesdale. Next up is Army versus Notre Dame. So my computer prediction. They say Notre Dame is the big favorite in the game, coming out ahead at 87.5%.
Wow. You know what? This is probably the biggest Army and Notre Dame game since they was, man, when Melvin played football, he was wearing leather helmets and no plates, man.
Wow.
Back in 1944. Seriously, this is like a big game. That's the last time Army knew some good games back then. And
Actually,
Army
it
and
was
Notre Dame.
October 11, 1958.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And before that, it was some competitive games with Notre Dame and Army. And so that's something that's going to be, this has been a historical season in college football, NFL. I'm telling you, there's a lot of things you haven't seen in a while. It's going to be really interesting, that game, because Army is tough. I got Notre Dame all day. I'm going with Coach Freeman. And like I said, they got to win this game, and I said they don't win, they don't get in the playoffs. But one thing about Notre Dame, favorite they got them, they consider the America's college team because they got fans all over the world, and the NCAA make a lot of money off Notre Dame. Everything. So, but it's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be the game. To me, that's gonna be the big game this weekend. Besides IU and Ohio State, those two games are gonna be huge.
All intents and purposes, the playoffs already started. Because Notre Dame, they win, they in. So a lot of teams can say that moving forward through these next couple of weeks. You win, you in.
Yeah.
And that's it. Even we talk about Indiana. Indiana wins, they in. And no matter what they do, gets perfect. They in. So Oregon, they win, they in. So it's the playoffs have already kind of started in college football, which is pretty cool. Especially after they expanded it. But I'll take Notre Dame. I think Army's gonna have a fighting chance, no pun, against the being Army. But I'll take Notre Dame.
All right, we'll see. All right, so let's talk a minute about BYU and Colorado. They're both, they're tied. And officials of the Big 12 Conference, they are commenting there's only two scenarios in which the teams can clinch a spot in the championship game this Saturday. They say BYU can secure a berth with the win over Arizona State and the Utah win over Iowa State. And Colorado can secure a berth with the win over Kansas as well as a win by BYU and Utah.
That's an up and down conference. Simple as that. It's always, especially with the teams out. So it just, you don't know what's going to happen. That thing's like script scratch. I don't know.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Well, you can be winning and losing like Kansas, BYU. Regardless, they beat them. Regardless what happened. BYU should have won the game, but they lost. And then Kansas did something smart in the game, did a fake one, and there's some freak accident do help me either. So it's just crazy. It's just, you don't know what's going to happen because the difference between them and the SEC and Big Ten, they're going to struggle with the teams that are up there. But you could be last and beat the team easily. And that's just the way the Big 12 is. That's why I say that, to me, it's the softest, weakest, powerful conference.
So you think the ACC is more powerful than?
I think I'll break that down later.
Okay. All right. So here's what I say. I think Colorado's going to run the table and win the Big 12 regular season, and then end up having to probably play BYU in the championship game, which will be a tough game. I think Colorado can actually pull that game out as well.
So they win, you gonna do the dance? Yeah.
No. You should do the dance if you didn't think they was gonna win.
Oh, they haven't won. Okay, they win it, but they haven't won. The thing when we talk about the big thing,
but they ain't won.
Hold on as long as you can. But I think one of the mistakes the Big 12 made, and I think they're kicking themselves right now, is not inviting SMU to the Big 12. They should invite SMU to the Big 12. So because SMU is rolling, and it's an outside chance. And I'd love to see it too. SMU and Texas in the college football playoffs. It's an outside chance.
I'd love to see that too. Them and A&M, two Texas teams.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, so let's talk about HBCU football. Truesdale, South Carolina. They have won 4 games in a row and have finished their SEC slate with a winning record for the first time since 2017.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Coach Barry. First year coach at South Carolina State. Hell of a coach. Went down to Benedict, did what he did, took care of business. They had no choice but to hire him in South Carolina State. So his first year coming in and doing what he got to do, and I know he bring his players in. I think he was ALCA, something like that. I saw the day on Facebook, Coach of the Year, well, week Coach of the Week, whatever. But at the end of the day, he deserved it. He's definitely my coach, HBCU Coach of the Year, and I definitely got to give him props. And like I say, man, it's going to be really interesting because, you know, they're going to play, they're already in the HBCU natty, so it's going to come down to them and Southern. You know, Southern and Jackson State. So I already picked J State to win. And that's going to be, to me, that's going to be a great game to see in the Black College Natty, Jackson State and South Carolina State, because both of them great teams, great two coaches. T.T. Turner graduates to him going to the SWAC championship. I know he's going to take care of business on Southern. But at the same time, those two schools have a big fan base, and they'll pack the house down in Jackson. down in Atlanta at the HBCU Natty Celebration Ball. So I'm looking forward and definitely want to be in the building on them two teams playing against. That's my prediction. South Carolina State's already there. My prediction, Jackson State be there. Them two playing against each other. And so since both of my friends go against each other, it's going to be a great game, great competitive thing to see. So excited about that.
All right. Well, we did have a comment, but we're gonna wait a little bit and go back to that one because we need to move forward. But I'll get to you, Chris Fisher, in a minute. So, but first, I want to give another shout out to Coach Barry because it was the 2024 AFCA Regional Coach of the Year.
Yes.
So it was for the whole year, and he's won other awards, the MEAC Coach of the Year, and some other things. So yeah, he's just a remarkable person. So congratulations. Now, Melvin, I do want to talk about this next game, Jackson State versus Alabama. Jackson State won 16-10, right? And so Jackson State claimed the SWAC East title.
Mhm.
But what I want to talk about is there was a brawl afterwards. And with that brawl, 7 Jackson State football players were suspended, and 9 Alabama State players were suspended. And both schools were fined $25,000. So it started kind of like with a little pushing and stuff after the game, post game, and they shaking hands. It started with a little pushing, and they got, a little bit, and they started, hitting their faces and pulling helmets and stuff like that. And so the SWAC commissioner, Charles McLeland, he said in a press release, we will all continue to enforce a zero tolerance policy for all acts deemed to be unsportsmanlike and contrary to the high standard of good sportsmanship we expect from all individuals associated with the athletics program within our league. So, they didn't name who these students were, but they are all suspended for 1 game. So I just want to hear your thoughts on that.
Hopefully it's not the Celebration Bowl game they're going to get suspended for, but I think that might be the next game. Now, hopefully they got 1 game left. I would hate to not be able to have a chance to win the Celebration Bowl because of that foolishness, and that's exactly what it is.
Everything but a SWAC game, and I don't think it's major players. I'm not heard.
So with that being said, one of the things that I heard a top coach say, he said many times, you want to play with emotion, but you don't want to all that good stuff. The game is over, and they won the game. So get off the field. They don't want to shake hands. Keep it moving. Don't do anything that's going to tarnish you personally, your team, secondly, and then your university, third. So with that being said, $25,000 probably should have been more than that. You had that many players on both sides participating in foolishness, and that's what B.L. Sanders calls it. He calls it foolishness. At the end of the day, you out there to play football and play at the highest level, and then get off the field.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, SWAC got to quit being so ghetto. It's as simple as that. HBCU, we just got to cut that out because it's been fights every year. Last year ago, Southern and I know pregame, it happened at the big schools too. Sometimes they have it out doing the pregame,
Mhm.
but it get out of hand when it come to us. Just like the Southern Prairie View game a year ago got out of hand. Now you talking about this game getting out of hand. Then last week, FAMU, they get into
Yeah.
them and the boy told to go in the stands or something. And daddy supposed to got into one of the band members and all that. You know, it just, they got to have this stuff under control. They got to have cops sitting on this field, more than one cop on the field when they shake hands. They got to get under control. These coaches got to get it disciplined, and they got to cut it out, man, because it's like it's something every year, and it's more than one incident. I mean, it's getting, I mean, I said it's getting ghetto. They got to cut it out, man. They got to get under control.
What you think? You think they still should require them to shake hands? Well, let's let them in the locker room.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes, you know, beef early in the game went on, beef after the game, and then at the same time, I know you're supposed to shake hands, but that's something that really you understand it, and that's what a coach has to do behind the scene and let a kid know if you do this, this is gonna happen, and you got to discipline them. Because to me, that they're not gonna be able to do that no more probably in the future, especially in our black colleges where we acting, because these kids are out of control. It's about the way you raised, and these kids are really getting out of control. Even kids raised good, they get away from home, start smelling stuff, be influenced.
And that goes back to mental and emotional health, you know.
They just keep people bring up the mental health in there, but it's just that us as a generation, we forgot where we come from. Black folks forgot where they come from. And we're sad as a generation right now because we try to be friends with our kids, whether it's mental health or not. We try to be, we try to give them everything, teaching them how to earn things, something I know we're going to talk about on the show. So, and we smoke weed with our kids. We drink with our kids. My friends that smoke weed, but we never knew. And then we knew they drunk, but they never get drunk until we got older. And we just couldn't get sloppy drunk around them, whatever, you know. Then we try to dress like our daughters and trying to keep up with them. I mean, we gotta wake up. It's almost that big. Niggas know that.
Yeah, I mean, to go back to the field, if coaches decide to do that, we as a media, we as a society, we can't crucify them either and start talking about, well, they're not teaching them any sportsmanship. No, they're doing what's in the best interest of the kids and the university. You go into the locker room if you don't know how to. The whole defensive side, you go to the locker room, know that. And guess what? We got to support those types of decisions and not crucify, because I can easily see it. Especially if you had a team like Colorado and they playing Texas Tech, who've been throwing stuff at them the whole season, the whole game.
Yeah.
And Deion said, all y'all just go to the locker room. We're not gonna have it. He would have got crucified. He was like, oh, now you know your team ain't gonna shake hands.
Well, that's just like my little cousin I went to go see play this weekend, and one of his players got into it with other players. It was a little frustrating moment. They couldn't get in the fight. So both coaches came in the middle of the field, talked, agreed, and they escort their team inside. And it makes sense to shake hands.
Right.
And these folks will still do that.
I know.
And I've been on Instagram and seen a lot of high school games, and they get wild and get crazy. I hate to say this. Guess what comes down? Yes.
So again, that goes back to not so much mental, but definitely emotional health, being in control of your feelings. Because if not, that's how you go. Everything that you at work, you in the grocery store. Every time somebody says or does something that rubs you the wrong way, acting out is not going to be well in the best interest. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, we talking about how the parents are today. You got these young black coaches coming up now. A lot of black kids we can't tell them. So a lot of the young black adults you can't tell them. And these guys get in positions at an early age. They don't, and they're not trying to teach the discipline unless they're getting raised by the right people. A lot of them not. And so that's why a lot of these teams are getting out of hand, and they can never win. You gotta have discipline to win.
Discipline. We talk about that all the time.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. So Melvin, the Clark Panthers, they advanced to the 2024 SIAC championship game against Miles College after a huge win over the Morehouse.
Congratulations to him. I tell you, the nephew at Morehouse got some friends who have sons at Morehouse. So better luck next year to the house. That was a good game, and the great thing about it is they continue to grow at the HBCU football exposure. So it's a good representation of both teams.
I gotta give a lot of respect to Clark University head coach. I mean, he was at Allen for 5 years and turned down, run down program and build it up. And he comes to Clark the first year. Coach Teddy come to Clark the first year, and they went like 1-9 last year, I think. They like 7-2-1. Now they on their way to the championship game, play against Miles. I mean, I got to give a lot of respect for that brother. He's an upcoming coach in HBCU football.
That's the same coach that was at Allen and Allen?
No, not that.
Oh,
University.
okay.
North Carolina. Can we talk about HBCU?
How much?
But no, you know, Allen, you do hear Allen though. You know, Allen High is known more than Allen University. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I gotta get shout out.
Football.
Yeah, I gotta get shout out to coach. You know, man, coach, come down next time. Come to the body and get some kids, get that program strong. You know, kids down in Houston, South Texas, going to
Oh, absolutely. That's absolutely.
All right, so we have high school. So Truesdale, Worthing, they beat Crawford 21-3. And next they're gonna play, I believe, Chapel Hill.
Chapel Hill Tyler, they playing the Lamar and Humble. Let me tell you something about Worthing program. Shout out to Coach Ellis, been there for a while. And one of the main things he did was a smart move he made a year ago, hiring a guy named Coach Kitchens, Kendrick Kitchens from New Orleans, coach at HBU. He's a Jackson State graduate. And this guy definitely should be on the college level coaching.
All right, here we go. All right, y'all. So I apologize for Wi-Fi technical difficulties, but we are back. All right. So before we move on to basketball, we had two comments, and we're gonna just real quickly. Chris Fisher, he said Cowboys trash. And then we have Nathan Wilson. Nathan Wilson, we send in hard to Dallas and Baltimore, taking back Belichick and his young lady friend. So shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. All right, so let's move on to basketball. Yesterday they had a game. Let's see, Boston and San Antonio. And Boston beat San Antonio 117-98.
Actually, Boston beat Cleveland yesterday. Update. And Cleveland was undefeated, so that was the first game Cleveland lost this year.
Cleveland rolling.
Cleveland was rolling. 15 in a row, second most all time in a row starting out the season. But Boston championship team, they played in Boston, so Cleveland still got a good spot.
Okay. I apologize for that. All right. So, Melvin, you informed me about San Antonio Spurs coach.
Yeah,
she suffered a mild stroke.
Yeah, Pop suffered a mild stroke, so they're being very cautious right now. Nobody's saying when Pop is going to come back, but you know, it's Pop's decision, it's Manny's decision. I'm sure the organization will take him back, you know, anytime he's ready. For sure, he's earned that right. And he, I mean, San Antonio's playing pretty decently. About Chris Paul in, I think Wembley scored 50 points, career high last week. So, you know, the interim coach is doing a decent job, but prayers and best wishes goes out to Pop, so there's a speedy recovery.
Yeah, that was the prayers out to him too, because he definitely, you know, best coach in the league, and you know, he's pushed up in age, but he still keep up with the time. So, we come back here and be ready next year.
Yeah,
they retire. Hey, give him his roses.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they say he is one of the most successful coaches in history. He's won the title for the Spurs in 1999, 2003, 2005, 2007, 2014. So, we wish
And
the
he
best
won
for
Olympic
him.
gold medals too.
Yes, in 2020. Yes, let's not forget that. All right, Truesdale. Let's talk about Philadelphia and Tyrese Maxey when he called out Embiid. Is that how you pronounce his name? Embiid in the 76ers meeting.
Right. He's just saying that he's not being the leader. He called him out. He's supposed to be the leader, franchise player, and he's late to everything. And for a guy to do that, I mean, it must be really bad up there. I don't know what he's going through, but it sounds like he needs to get it together. For a player like that, call him out and break it down like that. Hey, that's bad.
Yeah, because it impacts the team and the coaching staff. It impacts everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's not, you have to take away the self-centered, the selfishness or whatever. If you need some help, I'm sure the NBA has, counseling or whatever to help you. But you at work. You at work. You got to go to work and you got to be on time. I don't care what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for supporting people and helping people out. But like you said, that's his job. Like you get to the meeting on time. Be who you're supposed to be. Because in the everyday world, we don't show up on time. We're not where we're supposed to be. What happens? You get fired. You get suspended. You get written up. Whatever.
You gotta set example because
So yeah, you gotta set example. You gotta set
They're
example.
gonna be like, well, he late, I'm late. They're gonna lose the team.
These athletes, everybody, not just athletes, but everybody has to hold themselves accountable for who they are, what they do, and how they move.
That's why it hurts because a lot of these kids be spoiled from certain coaches, this, that, and it hurt them in the long run.
Yeah.
And then, like I say, don't forget where you come from. Money change people too. They didn't give you a big contract. You got your food.
I mean, the thing about it is, a lot of people say money don't change; it just bring out what's already in it.
That's true too.
You know what? I like that. I'm gonna have to boom. Can I use that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank
So we
you.
gotta get some better stuff in them. Get some discipline, get some guidance, get some focus, get some whys. Yeah, one big thing that I always move and think about: what's your why factor? Why are you getting up today? You just getting up to get up, or you getting up to improve yourself, to help your family out, to improve your community? Why are you doing what you're doing?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these people don't have a why factor, so they getting up doing any and everything. So you know what? You'll be at the meeting on time if your why factor is to make sure you and your family got something to eat. You got put clothes on your back, a roof over your head. That was the why factor for a lot of our people for a long time, just to get in a position to be able to survive and support our families. Now that we get in better positions, we decide we want to work less. We want to have lower standards.
Yeah, you can work differently, but not less.
And that's true what you say too, because it's about people don't think about the future. They don't think look forward. They don't think about your kids when they have grandkids. So you're working all for them, and that's what we need in our community: money and generation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. At least you got that going on. Like we was talking about Mansburg earlier, about his situation, what he got going. He's still out here grinding.
Yeah,
he was one of the highest paid basketball players. Still out here grinding, invest, still working on.
And we got Charlie Ward. He's opening up a complex in Tallahassee for kids to help them, train them, and educate them on the field and off the field. Yeah. So we still got people that are giving back, but it can't just be the superstar. It can't be the ball players. You can give back in your own home when you get up every day. You give back in your own community when you come across somebody and what you pour into those people. Yeah, for sure.
I agree. All right, let's talk about the Rockets. They played the Bucks. Bucks won 101-100. It is what it is. But I love you, Rockets. I love you, Rockets.
Yeah, but they've been struggling. So, but I guess Doc and them must be getting together, had a good night. So I guess that's something they can come up and rebound on this. Rockets. So
yeah, Doc better get it together.
He better get it job. It better be a good team like the Rockets. The Rockets will be all right.
Yeah, some boys like coming to Houston too. Whenever they get a come to Houston, so they had a good time before and after the game. Doc probably told y'all what the game on. I'm show y'all a good time. But kudos.
I got excited.
Oh man, they got really excited. But the Rockets been playing pretty well. I see them rebounding and probably winning this game.
Yeah. So Melvin, the Dallas Mavericks, They cruised into a 132-91 win against the Pelicans.
Oh, they spanked that. They spanked that. You know, New Orleans. They spanked New Orleans Pelicans for sure. It was just not a match. I think Zion was out. Other than struggling, DJ felt like play, plays, and the Mavericks are trying to put the pieces together. They picked up Klay Thompson from a championship NBA Finals team last year, kept most of the pieces, lost a couple guys, brought some other guys in. So I'm not looking for them to peak right now. You know, they're gonna jail the rest of the year, and then hopefully come February, March they'll start peaking.
All right, so guys, now it's time to go inside the locker room. Let's see. There we go. All right, first I want to talk about the Houston Rockets. They did a name change on Monday. Melvin, the team announced it will no longer be Minute Maid Park, and it will be
Astros. Houston Astros.
The Houston Astros. What did I say?
The Rockets.
The Rockets, because they're on my mind.
Yeah.
Because I'm reading right here the Astros. So yeah, the Astros. Thank you. They did a name change up, and so it'll no longer be Minute Maid Park. It will now be renamed. How you pronounce it? Daikin Park, and Daikin Comfort Technologies. They purchased the naming rights for 15 seasons, and the name change will become official January 2025 through 2039 season.
Yeah. So I mean, from what I read, Minute Maid is still going to be a partner with the Astros, and now they have, I'm sure, this new deal. The Astros are getting more money from Daikin, which is a local company. I think they're headquartered maybe out like Houston, Waller area. So good for the Astros. It's always good to see them get more resources, do more stuff in the community. I will give Astros credit. They do a lot of things in the community, which is good.
So the biggest question that Astro fans have is what's going to be on that train, because it used to be oranges, right?
Right.
So the biggest thing is what's going to be on that train.
Well, I think they still going, like I said, Minute Maid still going to be a partner with the Astros. They're just not going to have a name on the actual stadium. So I'm sure they probably keep the oranges up there.
Okay.
Minute Maid probably pay to keep that.
Let's see the train coming. Okay. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit. We have a few more minutes. We're going to talk about inside the NBA. They have officially moved. They now with ESPN and ABC next season. So Kenny, Charles, Ernie, Shaq, they got it.
They got the young guys. They fought.
They got it.
So they got it. Somebody got to take them, and I think that's going to be cool. Better they ain't got to worry about that, and so NBA still going to be on ESPN, ABC. So I'm excited for that.
It's going to be interesting though, because Shaq and Charles, they get wild.
Yeah.
And ESPN. Well, I think maybe McAfee's helped them ease that, because they used to be kind of stuffy, and they would try to tell players, tell their people on what they can say, what they can't say. McAfee's kind of helped loosen that up a little bit with his new show, and then what they're doing on College Game Day. I don't know if you watch some of the College Game Day. They dropping the words. The words that they
let me get out of here. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think it'll work. ESPN is not trying to be commercial no more.
Yeah,
they ain't got no choice but to get with the program.
Yeah,
and these people making the money. Network stealers now.
Yeah,
it was always politics. You know what I'm saying? So
I think it'll be good.
It'll be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
I'm happy they're staying together. Put it that way.
Yeah, me too.
Because Charles was talking about he's gonna retire. But I think that's a power play. Charles is the best job you could ever have.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's have fun a little bit. All right. So there's this AI ranking of the best athletes, the top 10 greatest athletes. All right. So I'm gonna go through them, and then each one of y'all just tell me your thoughts. So 10, LeBron James. 9, Tiger Woods. 8, Tom Brady. 7, John Jones. 6, Wayne Gretzky. 5, Lionel Messi. 4, Usain Bolt. 3, Pele. 2, Muhammad Ali. And Truesdale, can you guess who number 1?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. So what you think?
The only thing, I'll probably make a couple of tweaks, but the biggest tweak I'll make is Tiger Woods at least 4 or 5.
Okay.
He literally changed the game a lot of people, as well as he changed the game for a culture, right?
Yeah, viewers.
Viewers. Like, if he was playing on a Sunday afternoon, then everybody was tuned in. And then,
True.
as far as being a black person, black people were a lot more.
They never looked at
interested.
golf.
Yeah, they were a lot more interested in golf after he started, performing well. So I probably have Tiger. And by the way, Tiger was in shape. Like, people started working out after Tiger got in the game because they're like,
Tiger was doing all that crazy workouts.
he was doing crazy workouts. He started, he was crushing the ball. Now he's paying for a little bit of it right now. But these guys really started lifting weights and stuff because of Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
One of the main reasons because of Tiger. So, I would say 4 or 5. I'd definitely put him above Usain Bolt. I'm not taking anything away from him. I put him above Wayne Gretzky. Not taking anything away from Wayne, but he's got to be in that area.
I mean, I feel some of the people ranked in the top 10 best athletes all on that list that shouldn't even be on that list, especially go from 10 to 5. And the 1 and 2, perfect. But I was flipping because I would always say Ali number 1, Jordan number 2. I knew he was better entertaining and all that. But here's the thing too, though.
Yeah.
If I put my top athletes in there, I'm gonna put the Williamsons in there together.
Okay,
So,
I agree.
But I think when I say best athlete, I mean put the women. If you think a woman was good, put a woman in there. And I would agree. I wouldn't put them in there together as a top 10. And if the game came, I can't put them in there together. I got to put one of them in there.
Right.
And I might put both of them in there because they changed the game in tennis.
Definitely.
And they were the best tennis players because everybody wanted to look at. First of all, tennis is more of a woman's sport for a man anyway. So don't get me wrong, you got good up and coming brothers playing tennis, but the women getting the more attention because it's more of a women's sport. So at the end of the day, if you have an Arthur Ashe, she was the man, but the Williams sisters and the one, what's the lady before?
Althea Gibson.
Yes. So that's who we really want to like to look at, because I like looking at tennis. Don't get me wrong. If I have a choice, I like to look at women because women was someone I always dominate that sport. At the end of the day, I'm gonna put the Williams sisters in there in the top 10. Now I haven't got my top 10. That's something I love to do, and we can talk about on the show down the road and have our top 10 athletes. But I definitely have the Williams sisters in there. But I would say my 1 and 2 is Ali and Jordan. Period. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. All right, guys. So let's talk a little bit about doing good in the hood. We talk about all things with sports, and so we like to highlight athletes or former athletes who are life after sports, as I like to say. And so I want to highlight former NBA star Jamal Mashburn. He's most notably known for his success on the basketball court with college, NBA. With Kentucky, Dallas Mavericks, Miami Heat, all those different things. But this guy, once he retired from that, he really took ownership interest in things. And so he owns numerous franchises, 38 Outback Steakhouses, 40 Papa John's, 3 Dunkin' Donuts, a car dealership in Kentucky, and a Lexus store, real estate, thoroughbred horse race industry. This man has really, decided, okay, I'm not retiring, I'm just gonna chill. He became a franchise, owner, and he also does a lot for the community.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta understand, Nicole. We just talked about that. Life after sports, you gotta keep yourself going. All that money you're making, it's good to invest. And he was smart to do that because I remember he would start out owning car lots in Lexington, Jamal Mashburn, and like you say, he's doing all that, and especially where he come from. Come from the Bronx. He played for the same team Ed Pinky played for.
Oh,
they
wow.
the same name with the Gauchos.
The Gauchos. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this guy, what he's doing and who he got without what he was playing, his smart moves. I remember me and Elliot was at USC camp when a couple of BCP kids up there at the camp. We met Marshall Fall, which I met Marshall a couple times, but Marshall he owned like 28 Popeyes. And one of them, he owned 3 in Houston. I forgot what other two, but the one he owns, the one when you first get in Houston from I-10 by Katie Mill.
Okay, that's a good one.
So I'm just saying, you get in a different business, put yourself around the right people. Because all that flossing and gold and jewelry and buying this and the family rate, you got if you want to take care of your friends' family, put them to work. Like Rick Ross said,
yeah.
Put them to work. So I little Mashburn, man. Definitely. Kid straight out the Bronx. doing what he's doing.
And I also want to highlight celebrated Heisman Trophy winner Charlie Ward for his latest venture in the Capitol. He's has built an athletic arena to develop future generations of champions. So again, someone giving back to the neighborhood. And so the project, it's estimated around $30 million. So they've already broken ground. The first phase is going to be 93,000 square foot multi-sports field, and it's expected to be completed by the end of 2025. So this place, Truesdale, is going to have an indoor and outdoor playing field, a counseling center, okay, office spaces for events, community center, a retreat center, a gym, golf activities, meeting rooms, cafes, and training facilities. I don't think they left anything out.
I can see, athletes I do know personally, I can see Charlie Ward doing something like that, giving back like that to kids and doing all the makers and fields for those kids. He's that type of cat. Class act guy. Very quiet guy. Class act guy. And I salute him and reach out to him. It's definitely with that, I would love to hook him and Dr. Q together because I think should be good what he's doing and what he's bringing. But the kids need that. I mean, like I said earlier, a lot of these kids are coming from broken homes. And if you build it, they will come. They will come, and they're good. And a lot of kids come from broken homes, and some kids don't. Some parents don't realize their house is broken in. And the way they raise they don't see it. They can't see it. They don't see it till later on, and they need to hurry to see it before it gets too late. So I salute Coach Ward for doing that. I call him Coach Ward, though. Charlie Ward doing that. Coach Charlie Ward doing what he's doing. So I wish him the best. And definitely. I got to salute him and give him his roses.
Yeah, kudos to Charlie Ward for going back to Tallahassee, where like he'll tell you it was his formative years. He was at Florida State. He's playing football, basketball, won a Heisman Trophy.
First black quarterback, so if you want to say, a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, so did that Tallahassee and Florida State did a lot for him, and for him to go back and say, "I'm going to go back and reinvest." That's a good message. That's a good that's a good thought process that more people should do. It's not necessarily always where you're from. It's where people pour into you. Yeah, where you kind of made a difference, or people made a difference for you.
I agree.
Being a part of the change, what I'm saying, when you have the opportunity. All right, guys, it is now for the there we go. The Truth Tunnel with Truesdale. All right, Truesdale, what you got for us?
This is the thing I'm gonna got for a lot of UT fans out here. I know they came in with a big head and they was leading it, but at the end of the day, when you're dealing with the big boy conference, SEC, it's any given Saturday. I just talked before the show, talked to my good friend Melvin Williams sitting on the side. And he just think they got it made this weekend. And that's not true. Now, when you play the SEC, you gotta come play. And they think they just gonna run through Kentucky, just like I said, it goes back to years ago when Texas came in 4-0 against Oklahoma. And Oklahoma was 0-4. Fans was calling, oh, we playing Oklahoma High and I'm getting beat. You never know what's gonna happen. And I would love to see Texas win, so A&M win the big rivalry game, which Texas not gonna be there. That's all the stuff we're talking about next week. But don't come to boy. Kentucky should beat Georgia. Kentucky lost, they beat Ole Miss. They lost some close games, and they got their vocal going a couple of games, and they got some players. Tricks. I know it's homecoming for you. Wish you good luck this weekend, Ty. Give your mom New Canaan High School, but at the end of the day, you in the big boy conference now. It's not the Big 12. It's not a high school football conference. It's like that stuff. You don't know who's gonna win the Big 12. It's so up and down. The Big 10 now. You see how Oregon struggled with Wisconsin. You got to come play, man. And all I'm saying is the Big 12 is the weakest Power 5 conference. And you want to compare the ACC. I remember a long time ago, they tried to compare the ACC with the Big 12. It's never been on the level. First of all, ACC had more players got drafted than any other conference. First was the Big 10 in '69 Buck Smith came out. Then they came along with was it 05? With the year when Mario Williams got drafted, they had more players get drafted than any conference. Then the SEC broke the record, and the SEC broke their own record. So they did SMU a favor because SMU is in a better conference. Those teams can't play with the ACC teams. Now, Florida State falls apart. but they'll be back up. They can't play with them. So all I'm saying is this: let you know you can be at the bottom of the pole. You still got to be ready to play when you play the SEC. Kentucky right here. It's not like they all the way down. They right here for all them teams. So don't get comfortable, brother, because I'm nervous for y'all this weekend.
Mr. Williams?
Here's what I say. We come to play, I'm not nervous. You can't get as a fan, I'm not talking about the players, I'm not talking about the coaches, because they gotta go into every game. It's 0-0. You gotta have respect for every opponent. I have respect for Kentucky, but at the same time, Kentucky's not Alabama. Kentucky's not Georgia. Kentucky's not Ole Miss.
But they're the SEC though.
Kentucky's not Tennessee.
Any given
So
Saturday.
with that being said, yeah, any given Saturday.
Y'all just got in, so maybe you better come on. But
We just got in and we lead the SEC after we won the Big 12 last year. So yeah, we just got in, we coming in, and we coming. And you know what? Like Deion said, we here.
we
here.
here.
We here. So we're gonna see what happens this week. My prediction is Texas gonna win by at least 21 points.
Okay.
We here.
Okay.
We here. I'm talking about Texas. We here.
We here.
We won the Big 12 last year. Went to the college playoff last year. On track to go again this year. We number 3 in the country. We here, baby. We here.
All right. So, Truesdale, before we leave, do you have any last words, remarks, comments? What you got going on?
Yeah, I got something to say right quick. Let everybody know out there. You know, sometimes I know people out there jealous me, try to challenge me what I do or whatever. I don't worry about his laugh because they make fools out of themselves. But I just want to talk about LeBron James and his son again. I remember we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, and people sound like, like I said, at the end of the day, where I was raised, and the new generation is horrible with this. Don't give your kids just put them on the big stage when they ain't ready. Don't let them be a kid. Get them ready mentally. Now this boy going down to the G League, struggling in the G League.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, come on now. LeBron should have left the boy and kind of let him be a kid. He's gonna be fine regardless. He's gonna understand history, but that's up and down history. And LeBron down to his last days. They got a guaranteed contract. Then they get the McDonald's game. There's a couple of kids from Texas should have been in that game, but they didn't give him the game because of LeBron's. I'm being marketed. Now, you know, this is serious. Now it's gonna be the most laughing stock in sports, father and son. I hate to say that, but at the end of the day, you got to earn things. At the end of the day, you put your kid on big stage, make sure they're ready. That's all I'm saying. And everybody want to make it a black and white thing. White folks do the same thing too. And look at the Mannings. Watch how Manning come out. Watch how James come out. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, both kids gonna be good in life, period. Because when they come from start to come from. But they're gonna put them on stage and make sure they're ready. And that's just the way it goes. And it's a shame this kid's struggling in the G League. He's not ready.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's struggling in the G League because he's not ready, and it's a lot of players that come out of college that struggle in the G League. Period. And they go down there and get themselves together, and that's what the G League is there for. That's why a lot of times some of these kids are not even going to college; they're going overseas because they can make money. And we know Bronny doesn't need the money for sure. But one thing I'm never going to begrudge a parent is for putting their kids on, because you know what, that part, I hate to say it, especially about our people, we don't put our people on. We don't, and maybe he's not ready. And I'm not saying he shouldn't.
We do put our people on when they're ready. We do that. You are in this country. You're gonna put your kid, if you're smart, you're gonna put your kid on when he's ready. If he ain't ready, don't do it. Because you're gonna stick around and look like a fool. Kid. I'm talking about some of these guys in college go to G League and struggle, but the guys still play 4 years. That's what they bring for G-Ball. Right? They need to stay in college. Yeah. It's a lot of us put our people on, but we put it on when we're ready. If you ain't ready, don't do it.
I agree, because you do more damage, you know,
Yes.
you can do mental and emotional damage to them because of the way that they're going to be, perceived. So I take it as, okay, let's say if there was a singer, right? So let's see Diana Ross, She sings right now. Her daughter, she's an actress. I can't think of her name right now, but
Tracy,
Tracy, yes, I love her.
She's a hell of
So
an actor.
you know what I'm saying? She okay, but she's not a singer. So what if she just all of a sudden put her up on the big stage like that?
She found
Yeah,
her
it's like, okay, you're my parent. You love me and I trust you. So I'm going to trust you enough to say, baby girl or baby, whatever, you need to do this and this and this, but you're just not ready. Or you still like music. Maybe you need to look at being a producer or something like that, you know, a background. So there's always alternative, but I wouldn't want to ever put my child in a position knowing doggone well they ain't ready for it.
Yeah,
and then at the end of the day, they could just be embarrassed, and that's something that you may not be able to emotionally pull them out of because you push them so much to do this, and it ain't even what they want to do or why. They don't have the why.
Everybody find a talent.
Yeah.
And if you might can't do what your dad like his dad to get the Vegas team, he might be a GM, head scout, director, something. And that's good. And he probably be excellent at that. But some things, if you ain't ready for it, just don't put them out there.
Here's my thing, though. Here's my thing. There's a lot of people that come into the NBA and struggle way worse than Bronny struggled. We're all talking about Bronny because his daddy is LeBron. Exactly. And there's people that are in the league right now that average less than what Bronny's averaging in the G League. And we're talking about him because his dad and Rich Paul got him a guaranteed contract. Okay, guess what? That's great. That's what you're supposed to do for your kids. If you're gonna go to the league, why? Oh, we can get you a guarantee. We can get you a two-way.
Man, but ain't no kid got it made like that because ain't no kid grew up with their daddy being a basketball player. If a black kid go to the NBA and they struggle, they gonna get cut. Okay, because you know why? Because their daddy name is Peter Jackson or something. He ain't play no ball.
What are you talking about?
What I'm talking
about? That's in the G League right now. Okay, they averaging less than Bronny, and they ain't got cut. They in the G League in Dallas right now. I'm not gonna call out.
It's the reason why they probably still playing in the G League. But what I'm saying is, you got guys getting caught out because he's LeBron James' son, because he got the red carpet set up for him. All the dudes in the G League ain't got no guaranteed contract in the NBA. Okay. So my point I'm saying is, there's a lot of the boys are struggling, but they're not struggling like you. If you put them boys one-on-one against them, I bet they'll beat them. And I ain't got to see them play because the boy can't play. It's this. Because it's dead. Yes, a lot of guys struggling in the G League, but they are struggling like him. They don't got a second round guaranteed contract. Because why? Because who is daddy? It's a lot of guys that make it to McDonald's All-American game. The reason why, because they want to put LeBron on them. And he wasn't even McDonald's material. Because that's who his dad is. So goddamn, this is what we're going to do. Michael Jordan's son should have made it there. But guess what? Michael put that pressure on his boys.
What are you talking about? A lot of guys should have made the match.
No, I mean, no.
LeBron James took up one spot. You think a lot of guys should have made
played college basketball. He did. Okay. So Mike realized that ain't him. Nope. And to me, they both on the same number.
We over sensationalized. You just said a lot of guys should have made the McDonald's All-American.
It's a lot of guys they could have made the McDonald's All-American. They didn't make it
because he took one spot.
Yes, because of his dad.
So guess what? They wasn't gonna make it anyway. Because guess what?
No.
They wanted one spot. One person didn't make it because Bronny was there. Not a lot of guys. Because there was a lot of guys that control a lot of spots.
I know one thing.
That's the problem about the narrative that they put on this kid.
At the end of the day, when you make it, because who put you in the door, force you in the door, and don't pan out. You know what I'm saying? Garrett's a prime example. Jason Garrett, Cowboys head coach. Horrible. His dad was a head scout in the league. He had pull. Played in the World League with my boy, and they tried to put him over Mike Johnson. He messed up. Mike was the best quarterback. My boy, the tight end receiver coach at Syracuse right now. My boy Terrence Cooks all them played with him. Garrett got in there because his dad, and Garrett was garbage. Garrett was sorry. He was horrible. Then Garrett had a brother play receiver. He wasn't even supposed to be on the team. So, yeah, it happens. But my thing is, that spot Garrett had, there was some other guys who had that spot because of who their dad is. So what I'm saying is, the pressure's going to be on you when you got a name that big, and then you forced them in there. See, he forced them in there, second round, all that round pick, guaranteed contract, all that, and it ain't paying it out. And then you ain't paying out in the G League. So, yeah, that's going to be talked about because LeBron put his son, he put himself in that position to talk about it because he's LeBron's son. Because why? He's the entertainer. He's the number one basketball player. because people consider him number one overall athlete today. So of course that pressure gonna get to him, and I know he has his way, but sometimes people overdo it with their power, and that's what he did. So guess what? He's gonna be the most talked about guy in the G League. But I tell you what, all them guys struggling in the G League, they got to play his ass. The boy can't play. That's point blank.
All right.
Let's
take your advice. Let's see how it plans. Let's see how it pans out. It's been 11 games.
That's enough.
11 games.
That's enough for me.
Is that enough for you?
I ain't gonna get that boy. Yeah, that boy hard.
Well, guess what? Guess what? Colorado got 82. That's enough for me. They win.
That's not even.
They win. They win it. So it can't be enough for you over here and not enough for you over there. Guess what? You wrong.
They'll stay in this lane. Stay in this lane.
It's the
You're wrong on this.
Okay,
Okay, you can talk about that. And you ain't going all the way on that.
Why four balls and go to the Butler Bowl? 4 games to go to the Butler Bowl. That's it.
Because we're talking about
4
LeBron.
games to go to the Butler Bowl.
We're not talking about Colorado. I ask people, why do black folks always want to change the subject?
I'm not changing the subject. I'm saying
We talking about
thought
LeBron
process.
James' son.
You
We already
talking
talked
about
about
process.
I
You want to play out for
run a
Colorado.
sports
You
show.
don't want to play
I
out
run
for
we run a sports show.
after 11 games.
People out there, I'm sorry. We got to talk about the same topic. If you look at First Take, they talk about that topic, it's over. And they go over the next topic, it's over. Okay. So all I'm saying is this.
Go back and look at
We talking about we talking about a whole different sport. Okay? So let's stay on basketball right now. Colorado ain't got nothing to do with this. Because first of all, Dion's son can play. Let's get that right. We're not talking about Dion's son can play. James' son can't play. Dion ain't gonna go out there, and he can't go out there. He got the power to go out there to draft my son first round and all that. If you want to switch the subject. So let's talk about Dion. Let's talk about football.
Yeah, I think Dion.
So let's hold on. We already say Manny. So let's use Dion's let's use LeBron James' son. Dion ain't got the power like LeBron James. Go in there and get a GM and force him to draft in the first round. But if he did, guess what? Dion can still win because you know what? The door is good. Now, he got some question marks going to the league. That's a whole nother story. But if he can beat those question marks, the boy is good. Now, LeBron James got the power to do it. Guess what? His son's sorry. And it's a clown show. So if we want to change something about Dion, put all that in there. Let's talk about the son. We're talking about the team. We're talking about the individual sons. Just like the marriage, we're talking about the sons. Here's the thing in life I learned. If I'm right, I'm right. Sometimes I hate to be right on something. But at the end of the day, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I have no admitting I'm wrong. I have no admitting taking the L. I have no admitting taking the W. So guess what? When you talk to me, I'm going to stay on one lane. I'm going to stay on one subject. If they win the Big 12, I'm wrong. Salute to them. But at the end of the day, if this boy become an all-star, I'm wrong. And all I'm saying is, you say give it a chance. It's 11 days. Some things in life, you're going to have low tolerance. It's going to be just one chance, and that's over. I ain't give you time. Because if he can't show it now, he ain't good. And I know he ain't got it. You don't think a blind man to see that. Now, the code, it's called developing. You have a kid come in, he ain't there yet, but he's going to get developed. He do what he got to do. He's going to get there. Some kids, it's too late. They already peak. That's just the way it goes. I see that in the game of scouts when I do well. Here's all I'm saying. That boy ain't got it, and he got to play the one. The boy is 6'1". He's short. That's why he got to be big. He's not stroking from the hot dog stand like Curry. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna close this show right today.
Yeah.
At the end of the day is don't put your child on the big stage when they know they ain't ready. That's all I'm saying. And that's the lane I'm just trying to stay in. But like I say, you want to jump to another sport, jump on another lane, forget the way we ain't talking about. Let's just bring Sador in the conversation. Let's bring Matt in the conversation. They're gonna look good.
You talking about development. Do you think somebody can learn how to shoot?
He already know how to shoot.
No,
But he ain't consistent.
Do you think somebody can learn how to be
The
consistent?
boy makes open shots.
Do you think somebody can learn how to be consistent shooting?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you like this.
The question.
Yes,
Okay, so you just talk about development. Give a kid a chance to develop.
Some people just play. I do this for a living. You can feel it here. That's just like saying, I can tell you a lot of kids right now can put in that same position, and they just ain't got it. You gotta give people a chance. You gotta give people time. Some people just ain't got it.
It's like that genetic quad. It's just something that you either got it.
You a talent scout. You know talent scout, you don't know it, but you know acting and you know comedian. And I know you saw some comedians just ain't got it. And they can get better hopefully down the road, but they just
some
ain't,
just ain't got
and
it.
they doing it just to say they want to do it. Just like I ain't gonna say no names on the app. Somebody came to you somebody want to be a comedian. And you told them everything. And once you told them some of the stuff, oh no, I ain't. Well, you ain't gonna be a comedian.
You ain't gonna be able to.
Yeah. And guess what? Somebody could put him on the big stage, and he know. Many people you know.
I could have put him on the big stage.
But you know he ain't ready. You don't embarrass him.
That is true.
So that's what they doing, embarrassing themselves.
All right, guys.
Because I'm gonna say this before I get out there. Dion's son couldn't chew up throw the football at the same time when he first started playing. The first thing I told everybody was, he gonna put that money in him. If that boy wanted, he gonna do it.
I agree.
And this boy got his daddy at the house. They been hooping that thing. They got a gym in their house, and this boy still ain't good.
Because maybe he don't want it. Maybe that's not his why.
It could be it too. That's what people don't. They don't see that either. Because that boy looks scared out there.
All right, there you go. So we're going to end this segment right here and right now. And I want to thank you all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe on all our social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and now Twitter.
And it's on the Sports Podcast.
All right. And
Have a great week.
we're
Go, Bronny.